Time, you will be amazed. Prime time interview with Derrick Hayes. Prime time, biggest names in the game. Prime time, new names that love the same.
Yes, y'all. Like I say each and every time, it's a blessing to come on prime time. You see, the M is small, so some people think it's prime time, but I'm the tie man, so it's prime tie. But the M is small and it's silent because, like I tell people, the small things in your life will silently lead you to bigger opportunities. I go by the name of the Entertainer. Follow me on all social media platforms at Entertainer and even on Cash App. Today, we have a mental health expert with you. Why is this important? Because we facing COVID-19, coronavirus, flu season is coming up. Last week, my uncle passed away. Today, I got a call that one of my mentor's sons passed away in his sleep. So not only do we have a mental health expert, we have a best-selling author. Not only is a best-selling author, but he's one of the 100 most influential people in the healthcare industry. He goes by the name, not Mike Jackson, not Mike George, not Mike Tyson. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Veny.
Hello, Derrick, and hello to your viewers. Thank you for having me today.
Man, it's a blessing, man. How's life treating you?
Life is treating me pretty good, actually. I'm focusing on doing my best each day just to do what I need to do, whatever that is.
And the reverse question is how you treat life. You know, because a lot of times we expect that you give something, but we ain't giving nothing.
You know, that's a great question. I'm going to actually steal that one and start asking it, because one of the things I actually appreciate, this is a good place to start, is life, I'm learning, is how you show up for it, right? You got a choice on how to show up. Even if you and I were sitting there in Georgia getting coffee, which I hope to do when I can travel to Georgia again, how I show up to that coffee meeting is going to be important, and how we interact. So I think one of the reasons I'm big on mental health is because it helps you show up better in the world for life.
Man, you just look, you just gave me two nuggets right there. Most people say F you, right? What you just said is SU, right? You don't show up. And also, when you get to yourself, write down MVP, right? For Mike Veny possibilities.
Ooh.
Do you have some MVPs in your life?
I do. I got Mike Veny possibilities. I want to say something about that, because possibilities, opportunities, and miracles, I believe, are in front of us at all times.
Yes,
but sometimes we don't see them because we're blinded by the way we think things should go.
You speaking what I said the other day. I said favor is fast, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, even when something quote unquote difficult or negative happens, there's a lesson there, and I've been asking myself lately, when something happens that I don't like, what can I learn from this? What's the gift in here that life is trying to teach me? And I think when you go about it like that, you start to see problems and challenges in a whole different way.
Yes, sir. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, follow this great guy right here on all social media, Mike Veny. Follow him at Mike Veny. He's all over the place: Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And go to his website, support this brother. He's the MVP. Follow him on his website, www.mikeveny.com. So tonight, his name, it just said open mic to me. So he's an open book. So we're going to use the phrase open mic.
Open mic. Okay.
To answer questions, to get some thoughts out there, to help change lives, to help better tomorrow. The O is for out. Everybody doesn't make it out. It's not just about making it out of, your neighborhood or making it out of school, but sometimes you just got to make it out so you can see what's out there. But the simple question is, Mike, how did you make it out? Because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's story is different.
That's a great question. I feel like we could do a whole hour on that because I actually believe that it's a constant process. It's not a one-time thing of making
Okay.
it out. Something I'm always doing, and I think the biggest making it out that I am working on is my own ego and my own ego getting in the way of things in terms of judging myself or even issues with people sometimes where I'm angry at someone. I realize how much ego is involved with that, and so as I've learned to become aware of that, I started to get myself out of that into a place of freedom.
There you
And
go.
you're talking to someone, for the viewers out there, I want to just make it clear. I've been struggling with mental health challenges my whole life. I know them intimately well. I've been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and obsessive compulsive disorder. As a child, I was hospitalized in a mental hospital 3 times. I was expelled from 3 schools for behavior problems. I attempted to die by suicide at age 10.
Hmm.
I know what it's like to struggle privately with mental health challenges. And even every single day, I have to make adjustments and do little things to make sure I stay like I'm coming out still. I love that term. And so the thing is, when it comes to getting to that next level in your life, I think it's really important to be open to being aware of what's going on inside you and also trusting other people to help you.
Okay, okay, I like that. The P in open mic is for perspective. So I was doing my research. I was finding out different things that you could touch on because right now we like to hear your perspective on diversity and inclusion because there's a lot of things going on in our community and diversity is a real big issue.
It is another one we could spend a whole hour. You and I've got a lot of topics for the future. Just saying. Just you like that I'm trying to get myself invited back. But the thing is,
Look
when
at
it
man,
comes
you're invited because you ignited.
Thank you. But the thing is, when it comes to diversity and inclusion right now, and I also just want to talk about the racial issues that have become front and center in the media that we're constantly reading about and hearing about. There's a lot of heated emotions right now. There's a lot of heated emotions from all sides in all different ways. And it's not about right or wrong. It's just there's a lot of heated emotions. And I really think it's important for all of us, regardless of your race and how you are responding to this, to really get in touch with what you're feeling right now. I know that there's a lot of things that make me so angry at a deep level. It's just like almost impossible to access. But
Right.
it's important that I access that anger so I can be aware of it. Because here's what happens when you don't, it will come out in a very negative way, in a way that you won't even understand. This is why people end up on using substances, substance misuse, or even committing crimes. Certain emotions aren't dealt with. So I think it's really important, going back to diversity, that we address our emotions around it. The other thing is when it comes to diversity and inclusion, I want to simplify something that I've been talking a lot about lately in presentations. When we're doing this diversity and inclusion work, people sometimes they're like, what does it really all mean? Like, what's the end goal? And from what my perspective, it's one thing. We're trying to get people in this world who feel like an outsider to feel like an insider.
Hmm.
That's it. Whether that be through racism, whether that be through LGBTQ issues, doesn't matter. We're trying to get people who feel like an outsider to feel like an insider. And to do that for all of us is really hard for all of us. I actually believe, Derek, you and I could be working for a company, and let's say it was all black men that looked like us, right, in the same
Right.
area, and for whatever reason, let's just say hypothetically, everyone in the company was a Christian except you and I. Well, guess what? Even amongst black people, we might feel like outsiders, and therefore you have a diversity issue right
Right.
there. So I think it's really important to look at it through that lens that we're just trying to take anyone who feels like an outsider to feel like an insider, and that's something we can all apply. And for anyone who is white, who is watching this or listening, I think that's an important way to look at this issue that we're talking about, because we hear a lot of buzzwords and different things in the media and hashtags, and I think sometimes there's a lot of noise. So it's important to gain a perspective of what we're trying to accomplish in any advocacy effort.
Okay, I like that. I like that. The E is for engage. You present it all over the world. Can you give us? Can you give somebody a tip like I want you to get this tip to someone out there that has the skills, right, but doesn't have the confidence.
Okay.
Give them a tip of how they can engage their audience. I'm just trying to share different things that you do, and
Yeah.
because you never know who's watching, who's listening, and what question is going to change their life.
Well, thank you. And if you're watching, you're listening, and you're looking to engage with others in the world or be a presenter or performer, I encourage you to do so. I actually want to bring up something that happened today about your show. So I was talking with my publicist. She's like, "Are you ready for Derrick's show tonight?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Do you get nervous?" And I said, "No." She said, "Do you know what you're going to say?" I said, "No." And all I said to her, and this is very important for those of you who do this kind of work or are interested. I said, all I do was before I get on Derrick's show, I think about the people. I'm thinking about you watching this right now and how I care about you. And I want to get you to get something out of it. And that's it. And that makes it easy for me to be helpful to you. So I encourage you to do that whenever you're trying to engage people. Just think about loving them and what you want to give to them.
All right, you're a positive brother. The N is for negativity. How do you avoid negativity?
How much time do we have for this one?
This is the MVP. This is the MVP. This is the Mike Veny program.
There's two areas of negativity I have to look at for myself. One is within myself when I'm maybe having negative thoughts, and we all do this all the time. We always, have dialogue going in our head. There's a great book out there called "What to Say When You Talk to Yourself" by Shad Helmstetter. I'll say it again. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Great title, by the way. And the idea of the book is that we constantly all have dialogues going on in our head. I mean, you and I might be doing this show right now, but we also might be thinking, oh, later on I have to do this. Or I got to call this person. That's normal. And sometimes when we're not aware of that dialogue, there's negative stuff going on that's bringing us down. So it's really important to get control of that dialogue. One of the ways I do that is through affirmations, saying positive affirmations to get better thoughts. But the other thing is people. Sometimes you got negative people in your life. And I sometimes wish I could be like the Pope and have a Pope mobile, a glass thing that goes around me so I can just interact with people, but not feel the negative energy. I think it's really important to be intentional about surrounding yourself with positive people. And when it comes to negative people, learn to love them from far away. Notice I didn't say just get them out of your life. Maybe sometimes you might need to do that, but you can just love them from far away. So, I don't need to be around that right now. And
that was the first. That was the first creation of social distancing.
Yeah. That and being an introvert.
Hey, it wasn't about COVID. It was about, hey, man, I love them, but hey.
Yeah.
The M is for mistake. What's one mistake you learned and what you learn from how you turn it around?
I learned that I make more mistakes than I realize, and I actually hurt people sometimes and don't even know it. And one of the lessons I've learned is to actually say the 3 words, "I own it," when I make a mistake. When I screw up, learning to say, "I own it." Derrick, if I made you angry because I said something and you were not happy with it, you brought it up to me, I have a choice to be like, "What are you talking about, Derrick? What are you talking about?" Or I could say, "You know what? Tell me more. I want to listen to you. I own what I did to you." That's one of the greatest things when you do that, because you know what? A lot of times when we make a mistake, we feel our power is taken away from us. We feel like a failure. But when you say, "I own it," you take your power back.
Do you have that on a t-shirt yet?
No, I don't.
You need an I, a O, and an I. If you make it, send me a 2X. All right? That's partnership. The I is for instrument. Now, I know one of your instruments that you play now. I did my research.
Uh-huh.
I want you to talk to the people about your gift and how you use it to help others.
Well, first of all, I'm a drummer, and to the viewers out there, I'm apologizing right now. I live in a New York City apartment. There's no way I could take out the drums and start playing for you. Somebody will be knocking at this door, and I'll have to interrupt the whole interview. But I've been a drummer since I was 10 years old. Been playing for 30 years, and I
Tell
work
your
with
age. Don't tell your age now.
That's all good. I put it out there. But the thing is, in my pre-COVID, I'm going to say post-COVID work, because there's going to be a time when we're past this COVID thing. I do corporate drumming in the workplace, where I bring drums into the workplace and help adults learn to work together. Because one of the things that's coming up, go back to even the diversity and inclusion, is we have trouble working together. We do. We really do. And this is not just about race. This is about being a human. We have trouble playing well together in the sandbox. And so when I do the drumming workshops, people think they're having fun getting to play. They are, but we're learning some powerful lessons in learning to work together. So that's how I use the drums.
Hey, that's positive, man. The K is for keys. What are some other keys to success that you can leave for others?
Woo. Um, my favorite one is just to write down your goals and look at them.
Write down your vision. Yes, sir.
And you could do it on a napkin. When I had little money, you could write down your vision. There's something about writing it down that makes it real. And when you look at it every single day, it's proven. You can look at it from a spiritual level and say, "Oh, it attracts it, law of attraction." But it's actually proven that the brain has a function called the reticular activator. That when you keep seeing, so I like hamburgers, right? So if I driving and I keep seeing signs for hamburgers, well, eventually I'm going to be like, I need to find me a burger, because the brain, keeps seeing that. So if you keep looking at your goals, you automatically start to make decisions you don't even realize to accomplish them. So I encourage people to do that.
Okay. The E is for excuses. What excuses do people make not to get help for mental health?
I don't need help. I'm not crazy. I want to say something to everyone listening. This is really important right now. If you take nothing else from this show, take this. If you're struggling with a mental health challenge, it doesn't mean you're weak. You're not less of a person. You're not a bad person. You're just struggling with something like having a cold. Really, that's all it is. And when you make excuses for it, you're hurting yourself. Okay? Especially men. Us men don't like to talk about it. It's very strange that you have two men, not only two men of color talking about mental health right now. This is like, this is not normally happening on shows. It's happening a little bit more lately, but I think it's really important to realize that excuses only hurt you. I was in the gym last night. I saw a quote from Arnold Schwarzenegger on the wall. So I go to this bodybuilding gym and I see the big thing on the wall, and it said, I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't remember the exact words, but it goes, "You have a choice. You can either have excuses or results. You can't have both." And I thought that was really powerful. So if you want to move forward in helping yourself with something you're going through, stop making the excuses and start taking action. And if you ever need some support in that, you can check out my website and some of the work that I'm doing, because I'm all about helping people normalize this subject. It should be just a normal conversation, which Derrick, you and I are doing right now.
Yes. That's important because even right before Labor Day, the true story, my wife wanted to go on this trip out of town. But because of COVID, I haven't seen my father, then I couldn't get to my uncle's funeral. And she wanted to go on this trip. And I was like bogged down. I wasn't feeling it. I was feeling anxiety. I was like, I don't know. I'm not ready. But because I had that conversation, it helped me out. I didn't just say, I don't want to go. I was telling her why. And so, and then even though I wasn't, feeling the trip, because I went on the trip and I was able to work through it, I was better after that. But in the beginning, I was like, I don't know, because of what's been going on, because we've been just playing it safe, so safe that you get caught up in this is all you have, this is all you can do. And so, I just want to share that because you never know who else is out there that, still in a certain way.
Yeah. Can I just actually add to that? And I want to thank you for saying that. And Derrick, I just want to say too, I'm sorry to hear about your uncle, and my heart is with you and your family right now. I know, this has just been an incredibly difficult time for everyone, and I can't even imagine, I can't. I want to say something to the listeners out there about what you just said, Derrick, because I think it's gold. So there you said you were nervous about doing something, and maybe you made an excuse. but you also talked about it. You talked about your feelings with your wife. You explored it together. A lot of times we don't do that. We like to just toughen up. So, fine. I think it's really important to do that. And the other thing that you did is you took action. You said, I'm going to try it anyway. And sometimes just saying, I'm just going to try it is all you need to do to move forward. And you can do that with therapy too.
Well, hey, I appreciate you, my brothers. Before we go, is there anything you like to add? Anything you like to touch on? Any special offers you got going on that people
Oh, yeah, I want to share with you my book. This is my book, Transforming Stigma: How to Become a Mental Wellness Superhero. Not a regular superhero, but a mental wellness superhero. And I just want to say that there's a lot in this book, and I made it really fun. I
how,
have
how much are they? How much are they?
they're around $20, and you can buy it on Amazon or
I tell you what. Can we buy it? Can they buy it off your website? Can I get it off your website?
you can. I actually no, you can only get it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, I think Best Buy, Target. So yeah, I mean, you can get it on everything but my website. But you know what? That's probably a better thing because they have a better thing. But I was going to say in the book, there's some important things that I put in there. One is it's a great book if you are struggling or you love someone who's struggling. So if you have a friend or family member who's going through a lot right now, that book has some resources. Also in the back, I have an appendix, how to use a mental health hotline. This is important. A lot of people know mental health hotlines exist. We see them all the time. But how come we're not using them more? A lot of people don't know what to expect or why they should even use one. In the back of the book, I go into an explanation of why and what you can expect to make it easy if you're struggling. So I encourage you to check out my book.
All right, can you hold it up one more time? Transforming Stigma. Get the book. Don't just look, buy the book. Ladies and gentlemen, another great episode of Prime Time with mental health expert, best-selling author, one of the 100 most influential people in the healthcare industry. He goes by the name of Mike Veny. Check him out on his website, www.mikeveny.com. And you can network with him on all social media platforms at Mike Veny. Today we talked and we learned a lot through the open mic. We learned what's brought him out, what's made him successful. You heard his perspective on diversity, how to engage, and also how to avoid negativity, how he avoids mistakes, and how he his instrument of the drums and how he takes it into the workplace and brings people together. The K is important because the key to success is you got to write it down. I write stuff down. I write on everything. You write it down like the scripture says and make it plain. And the E, you got to stop making excuses. It's a blessing to do what I do because you never know whose life you could touch. It's a blessing to do prime time. And like I tell people, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, find a way to work on your gifts and your talents. Always get as much out of this life as you can. Because earlier today, I took a walk, and when I do my videos, today's topic was I'm walking for another day. So I'm just here to tell you that work on your gifts, develop your talents, because what people hear and see from you may be the only school that they ever see. And just like Zay Sanford at Zay Sanford Music, he brought us in the show, and I'm gonna let him take us out. So follow that young brother as well, Zay Sanford at Zay Sanford Music on Twitter and on Instagram.
Prime time, you will be amazed. Prime time, interview with Derrick Hayes. Prime time, biggest names in the game.